Hey guys, before this episode gets started, we did want to put out another trigger warning for this episode. This is friend request that came out in 2016, and there is a mention of suicide in this. So please listen at your own risk. There are also bad jokes in this, and it's a bad movie. So do with this information what you will. Hope you all enjoy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome to Nuclear Popcorn. The rules of the game are simple. The host will show the players the last 5 minutes of a movie they haven't seen. The players will have a week to formulate a pitch of what they think the plot is. The closest gets meaningless points, maybe a crisp high five, probably a smooch on the forehead because they're a good boy or girl. The host will then reveal what the actual plot was. And that's it. You'll get it. You're smart. And your host for the week is...
Hi! How's it going, friends?
Hey.
Hey!
You talking to us? You talking to the audience?
Oh, no,
A bit of both. How y'all doing?
Oh, hi.
Well, I can
doing
only speak
good.
for me, but I'm doing well.
How are you doing, Luke, the host for this week?
You know, I'm doing so well because I get to host this podcast, and this is a really bad movie that we chose this week, so I'm very excited to dive into it.
You chose. I don't want to be
Yeah.
brought down for your decisions.
How's everybody been? How's everybody's week's been? Why don't we catch up and let the audience know what we've been doing the week that we are not releasing this?
Chilling. I've been chilling.
Stop talking directly into the mic. I gotta edit that out, and it's a pain in the butt. Stop it. August Smith, listen to me. Stop it.
Boys, you're both pretty.
Been chilling. Been chilling.
Why would you cut it out? Leave it in. It's fun. It's
We
not
watched
fun.
some
Just-
movies
Not fun.
over the last
I'll
week. Namely, Skinamarink.
Oh my
Skinny
goodness, dude.
Marina.
Yeah, we went
Marink-a-dink.
and saw your favorite TikTok horror movie.
What a trip.
It was honestly the most scared I've ever been in a theater.
Very
Really?
tense.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen it, so.
Just scary. That's all it is.
Really?
the only goal of this is to creep you out, and there's a very loose plot, but the only goal is to make you uncomfortable, and it achieved that for me.
Huh.
Loose.
I watched The
me
Black
to be
Phone,
loose.
and that was all I watched this past
The
week.
Black
Oh,
Phone.
Ethan Hawke?
Ethan?
Yeah.
How was it?
My main man, Ethan.
You know, I really liked him in it. I wish he was in it more.
Yeah.
I liked the acting. I think the writing had issues. A lot of issues.
Okay.
And I guess they were like, we did this in 5 weeks, like wrote the script, and I was like, you probably should have taken
Yeah,
you
I would brag
more
about
weeks.
that.
I don't know. It fell into the tropes of the genre a bit, and I kind of wish it hadn't. But
It's a shame.
was it
Gotcha.
scary? No. I don't think so. It's more like creepy than anything, but
Okay.
it's not a situation I would want to be stuck in. So that much I can give it credit for.
That's
I definitely would not want to be stuck.
what
there.
would you do in this scenario? Comment below.
Die.
Yeah.
Probably.
Play naughty boy.
Not survive.
I watched Glass Onion.
Oh, yeah. You loved
yeah.
that, didn't you?
I hate that movie.
Really?
I don't
You
hate
hated it?
Which
I don't
makes
hate
me
it, it's
sad
just bad.
because okay, so I was here when you watched it, and after hearing you talk about it, I get why you don't like it.
Yeah. I was also just a little bit drunk, but that's fine.
What did you think of it?
I thought, as a movie, good. As a mystery, dog shit.
Yeah.
Like, it...
Did you like Knives Out, though?
So that's the thing is Knives Out. So my problem with Glass Onion is it straight up lies to you constantly and doesn't give you the truth at all. The good thing about Knives Out is it did lie to you, but it also gave you the truth. Like in Knives Out, it tells you what the main character thinks happened, but it doesn't lie to you about what actually happened. Glass Onion straight up lies to you and doesn't tell you the truth until an hour and a half in the movie. That's when your first person dies, and that's not even the mystery that they're trying to solve.
Yeah.
And there's no possible way I could solve either mystery until the end of the movie when everything's revealed.
See, my thing is that, like, I wasn't surprised by anything. In
Yeah.
either film.
Me too.
Which I feel makes the mystery part of it mute. It's not a mystery to me, but it's not... But I also am more like an Agatha Christie fan. So I'm
Right.
more of like I'd rather try to piece it together. Knives Out and Glass Onion feel more like we're just gonna make it entertaining and it's sort of a mystery.
Right.
Yeah.
But like at least I didn't like Knives Out, but I was entertained a little more by Glass Onion.
Mm-hmm.
But like I can see why it would be frustrating to someone who's like, okay, but I can't piece that together if I don't have all the pieces to do that.
But I feel like with Knives Out, the murderer was obvious, but by them telling you, like, or giving it from Anna Darmus's character saying, oh, she thinks she did it, we, as the audience, stopped trying to guess who killed him, or who actually did it, because we thought we knew, and then at the end it's really revealed, which I thought was a clever way of doing a murderer without making it obvious. Glass Onion didn't give you your protagonist until an hour and a half into the movie.
Which spoilers for Glass Onion, I guess.
Not really, because
like
I'm not spoiling anything. But like Benoit Blanc, like he's supposed to be your protagonist, but he knows way more than you do the entire movie, and I can't relate to him the entire time because I, for some reason, feel like he knows more than me.
He
feels like a cartoon character.
The section that you're talking about, the hour and a half in, also takes about half an hour. Right. When you maybe needed about 5 minutes to just go over that part of the mystery. It didn't need... I kind of feel like they spoon-feed everything in the two films.
It was half of the movie was just going back.
It's a lot.
Explaining through it. And then they reach the point that we were at 30 minutes in. And it's like, oh, well.
Right.
Plus, the point,
seen this
that turning point at an hour and a half in the movie, they don't give you any clues to. You can't guess that unless you start thinking outlandish theories and maybe
like
one of
they
the
foreshadow
tropes.
everything else besides the most important thing in the movie.
Right. It's like one of those riddles where it's like, how did the cat die? And it's like, well, this could be anything. It choked on some bad fish. And it's like, that's not...
Like, how are we supposed to know that?
Yeah, but you didn't tell us that there was fish even in the room, you know? Like...
It's like... A good mystery, if you're not a clever audience member, you can solve it. This one, there's no possible way you could have solved it, like, in the beginning. It made me so sad.
The Mona Lisa scene was dope.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it was full of dope scenes and, like, cool lines and like, great, phenomenal acting. Like, Edward Norton does... There's a scene where he's talking to Benoit Blanc, and you can see him turn into a psychopath. And it's awesome. But, like, other than that, like, the... writing plot was disappointing,
which I get. And then August and I watched Bullet Train again.
Well, I still haven't seen it. We got through halfway Bullet Train. That would be... I've seen it 4.5 times now.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Wow, 4.5.
It's so much fun.
And
it's a better mystery than Glass Onion is.
Okay,
way better.
Yeah. Oh, someone disagrees.
No, I liked Bullet Train. I've only seen it the one time, and I'm satisfied with that.
That's okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
But
that's how I felt with Skinamarink. It was like, I saw it once, and knowing what happens, like watching it a second time, I don't think I'll appreciate it more. So I might as well just sit with how it sits in my mind now.
That's I was talking to my coworkers at work about Skinamarink, and I was like, I was like the most scared I've ever been in a movie theater. I highly recommend it. I think everybody should watch it once if you really want to be scared. They're like, that doesn't make sense. You said you were scared and you recommend it? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely.
I don't think a horror film has impressed me thoroughly since It Part 1.
I agree with that.
I loved It Part 1.
What? Really?
I actually also liked Part 2, which I know most people don't agree with. Probably not as much as Part 1, but Part 1 is like...
It Chapter 2, more like Shit Chapter 2.
I know.
Crafter poo.
Y'all hate it.
Ooh, I haven't heard that one. That's a good one.
But yeah, the
It
first
Part 1...
It, like, crushed my expectation. Because I was really like... horrified of horror movies, and I was like, really? I can't do that, like, through the beginning of high school. And that came out, and I was like, okay, I'll give this a try. I was like, oh no, this can be fun. To like go out to a theater full of people and engage in this like horrifying but also comedic thing. And so I
was just shocked because that came out so long ago. I like it Part 1.
Oh, 6 years ago.
My introduction to horror was A Quiet Place. Because I was the same way.
Great movie.
Yeah, which I don't even know if I count that as horror. It's more so thriller.
Kinda.
It's like a sci-fi
horror.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
It's a whole bunch
I love A Quiet Place.
They're making another one.
Really surprised me.
Yeah.
They're making another one with
Part 3?
They're making one with Joseph Quinn and Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, that's sick. I
Yeah,
want to see that.
Who's Joseph Quinn?
Yes, he was Eddie Munson in Stranger Things.
Oh, Eddie Munster. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And the Munsters.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, the monsters.
I'm glad we're talking about horror movies because this ties into what,
what we ties into our movie.
Speaking of horror movies, our movie this week was a film called Friend Request from 2016. Thank you.
Same year as It Chapter 1, right?
1 year before.
Oh.
Close enough.
I can't do math.
I would rather watch It than Friend Request. But thank you to my lovely girlfriend Emma for recommending this one.
Thank you, Emma.
You're the best,
Thank you, Emma.
In my notes from last week, I wrote, thanks, Emma, at the very bottom, because I think, Luke, you were saying, thank you, Emma.
Because I was running out of ideas, and she was like, how about this one? I was like, yeah, that's perfect. So,
yeah, we begin the last 5 minutes of this movie in a dark
crawl space. Like, between the walls.
Yeah.
Woman.
Lined wall. There's a girl there who looks 30, but we later find is maybe in high school.
Probably in high school. She's got like a parka on.
She's
all
like,
contributing our giggles so far.
Hey, that's good. There's not much else to contribute.
I'm trying to paint a vivid picture of this soot-covered lady that's like...
It's very like gray-coated everything, or grayscale.
She looks very tired.
She's exhausted.
She looks like she's run a mile.
And in pain.
And it's just like, ugh.
I think she's clutching her stomach.
She drops her phone.
Is she?
She's probably bleeding.
I remember the phone. She's probably somewhere.
And then like this little girl who looks like Wednesday Addams pops up, and she goes, "What's she say?"
Wearing 3 sweaters. I just wanted to be friends with you, Laura. Something like that.
And then forever, or best friends forever.
Best friends forever. Yeah.
And then the little girl walks down the hall through a very tiny door.
Through a Coraline-looking door.
I was thinking Willy Wonka, but more Coraline.
Not as cool as Coraline.
No, it doesn't like extend. It's just the door.
Just a small door. And so Laura drops her phone. Laura's the girl in the parka. She drops her phone and crawls through the small door. And on the other side is a dead body hanging from a noose.
It looks like moldy or burnt or something.
It looks like a bad haunted house is what it looks like.
It's like,
you look and go, he got that party.
That's a great way to just describe the movie.
Yeah.
It's a bad haunted house.
Yeah.
And then she kind of doesn't react to the body.
Yeah, she just
walks past it to a laptop on a fold-out table.
With a chair. Yeah.
And on the laptop is Laura in a forest. They're kind of mirroring each other.
Does Wednesday Addams call out to her like...
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
We just rewatched it.
I will say,
I think she says, come join us.
Come join us.
Okay.
You're right.
I think we were laughing through that part.
Yeah, we were talking about, I don't remember that dead body. Or something like that.
Yeah, because I genuinely forgot about that dead body. But I don't think it plays much into the movie, so...
We'll see.
It might play into Ben's pitch, is what I'm...
She walks up to the laptop, and we cut back and forth between the screen and her in the dark crawl space. And it's like she's in the woods on the screen, but she's in the crawl space.
And then she's in the woods looking at a mirror.
Yep, surrounded by animal bones.
On
a tree.
And then she turns around, and the girl from The Ring attacks her.
She goes, ah! And bites her and eats her.
Like, like in 2009, 2008, when they would do those YouTube video jump scares with
Looks like
ghost. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And so what I assume is that the little girl like possessed her or something, because we cut to a university-looking campus.
I think it's a high school.
supposed to be a high school,
like
but
a city hall.
It looks like an office
supposed
park.
to be a high school.
It looks like an office park.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Laura's sitting there with two
in the
hoodies
cafeteria.
on.
Yeah, with
we noticed two
on.
hoods. We were like, huh?
She's on her laptop.
And she's staring at the It girls.
Yeah, the It girls over at the other table, 3 of them, and they're like looking at her, sipping something.
And then like the camera pans around and looks at Laura's computer, and it's a Facebook page for Laura. Like LAU space RA. Why?
She's got really green eyes.
Apparently, Laura got possessed by the Egyptian god of the sun.
Is this preluding your pitch?
No. But that was my first thought. Was like, oh, the god Ra possessed Laura.
Yeah, Ra. Yeah, Ra. Funny. So she's like, is she looking at the camera at the end? And then they play this Michael Bay outro for her.
As her eyes change from green to blue.
That sounds a lot like the Eminem Venom song.
Venom. We're gonna get copyright for that one.
Yeah, we can.
We're just saying one word.
You can just say Venom, but
Venom.
Pretty simple last 5 minutes, I would say. Is there anything we forgot?
The
Luke?
birds on the back of her laptop case, like, animate, and that's when we get into the credits. Directed by
Simon.
Simon Verhoeven.
Simon Verhoeven.
Cool.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate.
Did we forget anything?
No, that's pretty much everything.
Did we forget anything, Anna?
I don't think so.
No.
Especially
for this kind of movie, you got
Yeah,
everything.
we probably got
There's no,
the gist.
there's no subtext
More
here.
clarity than the actual movie did.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. I
sweet.
guess we'll move into our first pitch then, who is August.
Hey, so I wanted to do this for the season finale because like next episode's our last episode of the season before we take a little bit of a break or whatever. But I host next week, so I'm just gonna do it now. My pitch is gonna be a Mad Lib pitch, which I'm excited for. And it's going to be a little bit of setup because I need suggestions from you three. So I have 24 questions to ask you guys. I need 24 separate answers. But it's okay because the rest of my pitch is very short. So, all right. I need a form of transportation.
Scooter.
Actually, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do scooter. But I think I want you guys to, like, talk about it.
Okay. How do you guys feel about Scooter?
I mean, I'm not against it.
Among the three of you, come up with the best answer. Whether it be the funniest, the most accurate. All right, number 2. Your nephew's dream job that confuses his mother.
Twitch streamer?
That would be confusing.
Yeah.
No, I'm down
for
with
it.
Twitch streamer. A group of people that would piss you off if they came in 5 minutes before close.
Teenagers.
First thing I thought of was theater kids. I think of the Denny's, the videos of the kids at Denny's.
No, yeah, you
Theater
can't get
kids.
worse than theater kids.
Theater kids,
I
gotcha.
can say that. I was a choir kid in high school.
I
It's
did
fine.
sound for theater.
It's accurate.
Me
It's
too.
so accurate.
And so is Luke. Something you can find at Spencer's.
I mean,
Say it, Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah.
everything on the back wall.
What are those? What are those called? Handcuffs.
Furry handcuffs.
Oh, furry handcuffs.
You really have to be specific.
Well,
Well, if you want to be
'cause-
even more specific, they're probably pink. I'm just guessing.
Pink furry handcuffs. Gotcha.
Yes, exactly.
It's
Yeah, I was just gonna connect to a larger picture.
And a scooter, apparently.
And a scooter.
a piece of pop culture that you think probably has the most insufferable fan base.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
That's a pretty good one.
What I'm
Not
gonna
disagreeing.
What I'm gonna say is I'm gonna say no to Rick and Morty because I'm gonna specify a piece of pop culture that you think probably has the most insufferable fan base.
Not that we know
Not that
has
you
an
know
insufferable
has, because
Oh,
that answer would be Rick and
probably?
Morty. That you're like, I don't know about their fan base, but that fan base is probably insufferable.
Oh gosh.
Can we say Wednesday? Like the show
I
Wednesday?
honestly...
Hoodwinked.
Don't out yourself.
Don't out.
Wings.
Oh,
I love
yeah, I'm
Hoodwinked.
probably insufferable.
I want to say something odd like Arrested Development.
Hey.
I love Arrested Development.
okay,
I
okay.
say that as someone who's a massive fan of Arrested Development.
Her?
The Office.
Man.
Most people who are fans of The Office make it their entire personality. So The
So,
Office.
Like the
The Office.
millennials.
Yeah, we'll say The
I think
Office.
The Office.
Okay.
Sorry, Office fans.
Sorry, Office
It's just
fans.
the ones I've met.
This is
That's all
Hannah
I'm talking about.
Uncensored. Okay. The woman. Stay with me on this one. The name of Stacy's mom, if Stacy was really half horse and her dad was human.
Okay, Stallion, Stacy. Her dad would be named.
So no, what her mom's
No, I
name
know
is.
what's her mom, but like I'm trying to piece together.
Basically,
horse name.
Stacy is half horse, and her mom's the horse half.
Yeah,
What's the name of
what's
her
the
mom?
name? Yeah,
Spirit.
Karen?
Winnie.
Oh no.
Clydesdale.
Matt Damon.
Something random.
Matt Damon.
Not Matt Damon.
Okay,
Matt Damon.
Let's see.
Wait, do we want to say Matt
Yes,
Damon?
put Matt
Okay,
Damon.
Matt
Matt
That's
Damon.
fun. That's fun.
Honestly,
Stacy's mom, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Wait, what-
got it going.
What's the song from that era that Matt Damon sang? Scotty doesn't know that song. Anyone?
What?
No.
Oh my gosh, you people. Uncultured.
Yeah, that's me.
A part of nature that you think we don't really need to have a viable ecosystem.
Wasps.
Mosquitoes.
I'll say wasps.
Wasps? Wasps.
And
White Anglo-Saxon.
I don't think this is spoiling anything. Wasps might have something to do with the movie, so I think that's a good answer.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh!
Like white Anglo-Saxon Protestants?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Oh yeah,
cool.
did you put it in all caps?
W
no,
period.
August's pitch is going to be the most
A period,
accurate.
S period, S period. That
I'm
should
not,
be-
okay. I'm not even halfway through these prompts yet.
Let's go. Okay.
A food only Germans eat.
Schnitzel.
Schnitzel.
Yeah.
Honesty.
A celebrity who got canceled.
James Gunn.
The first one that came to mind was like, no, not him. What's
James
his
Gunn
name?
got uncanceled.
Oh, okay. Oh,
What?
canceled
You have to
and
be
still
canceled first. Oh, but stayed canceled?
But stayed?
Yeah, someone who's currently canceled.
Louis C.K. I don't know.
He's not.
He came back.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Justin.
How are they all making comebacks? How did this happen?
James Charles.
That's what I was
James
thinking.
Hell yeah.
James Charles.
Hell yeah. James
That's
Charles.
why I was, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, which is the one on YouTube?
Hey, yeah,
There's so many of them. Shane Dawson, one of them.
And an object professional bowlers use to relax on their days off.
Beer.
Sure.
Is that viable?
Whiskey.
Ooh. A bottle of Jack.
I'm gonna.
Alcohol.
Bottle of Jack.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember what most of these questions like pertain to
Oh, okay.
within my pitch. So
Oh,
if it
wonderful.
applies to the question I wrote down 4 hours ago, a bodily fluid, or it could be something pulverized into a bodily fluid,
Snot.
Phlegm.
Pulverized into a bodily fluid.
like a pancreas.
Oh.
But maybe
Pulverized
not.
my
Pancreas.
spleen.
Wait, sorry,
Do it.
Luke and Hannah, what did you guys say?
Snot.
Snot.
I
and
said phlegm.
It's not phlegm.
Come on.
Both those are pretty. Phlegm's pretty good.
You gotta.
Let's do
one's
phlegm.
good,
Phlegm.
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 Ew.
Phlegm.
An emoji, like any emoji.
Poop.
Poop emoji.
That's also my first thought. I've
A profession.
been around you guys too long.
A profession that may have been featured on Dirty Jobs.
Plumbing.
Yeah.
Plumber.
Sure.
A profession that definitely wasn't featured on Dirty Jobs.
I was going to say organ cleaner, but that was one of them.
Zookeeper. Well,
Was
maybe. I don't know.
Piccolo
Was it?
player.
There.
I don't know
Piccolo.
how to spell piccolo.
2 C's, 1 L.
Piccolo.
Piccolo player. Thank you, honey. Your favorite part of the body, not yours specifically,
Of
but just
the body.
of the body.
Elbow.
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 Big elbow fans.
Your least favorite part of the body.
Left nostril.
Feet.
I was thinking toe.
Absolute
Oh,
worst.
yeah. Let's
say
go
feet.
feet.
Let's go feet. A piece of furniture you can find on the sidewalk in Brooklyn.
Barstool.
I was thinking
Stool.
like a shelf of some kind, like a wardrobe or something. But a stool is good. You can definitely find a stool somewhere.
The song your parents played while conceiving you.
Livin' La Vida Loca.
Living La Vida Loca.
Let's go live in La Vida Loca.
Featured in Shrek 2.
I'll be here next week.
An old type of hat.
Fedora.
Fedora.
Oh.
No, not. Come on. There's gotta be something else, like a sailor hat,
10-gallon hat.
Yeah,
A 10-gallon hat.
10-gallon
a
hat.
bucket.
10.
A bucket is a hat if you try hard enough.
Anything could be a hat if you try hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beef
That's what I'm
jerky.
saying.
A formerly renowned male actor who is now only hired to play people's grandfathers.
Oh, Robert Duvall.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, that's
Okay.
great.
You got a secondhand Lions fan over here.
Anthony Perkins.
A type of a type of animal that will look terrible on that there mantle.
On that there mantle.
Capybara.
No, he looked
Oh.
On that there mantle.
Yeah, not with that.
On that there
Not with that
mantle.
mantle. Not with that fireplace
cute.
protector.
Can I say Komodo dragon?
Ooh, crusty. I thought you said
I'm writing-
taxidermy.
I'm writing down Komodo dragon because I know how to spell it. A book that your ex would think is only for posers.
Oh.
Book that you think your ex was on.
A book that your ex would think is only for posers.
House of Leaves.
I'm not familiar with that
Me
one.
neither.
but
I was thinking of a YouTuber's book.
Oh, okay. Oh, I misunderstood the question. Yeah.
Gary V autobiography.
Yeah.
I'll go with it.
I don't know who that is.
It's fine.
You know who Gary Vee is?
I don't, but is he the fifth of something?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
We'll go with that.
We'll look him up after.
He's an entrepreneur, man. And he,
he's
are you not selling on eBay every weekend?
Something that is scary in the hands of an angry math teacher.
A gun.
Yes.
I was gonna say a ruler.
That's the first thing that came to mind, but Luke was too fast with the gun.
I know which part of my pitch this.
What about a Nerf?
Like a Nerf gun?
Yes.
No,
I'm not scared of
that. They are not at school. They're like
no. This scene does not take place at a school.
No.
Right.
Okay.
It's not even a math teacher using it. Like these questions don't pertain to my pitch.
Good.
A restaurant that gives you a strange, unwanted form of nostalgia.
A restaurant?
Fuddruckers.
TGI Fridays.
Outback.
Outback.
I just got 3 different great answers. I need you guys to pick one.
I'm voting my own Fuddruckers.
I don't even know what Fuddruckers is.
Is that the Florida restaurant?
Yeah.
With like the
Florida?
alligators?
No,
The
it's
joke
like
is just that it's called Fuddruckers.
it's like an old school kind of diner vibe, like Johnny Rockets or something.
Yeah, or like Checkers.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's
Johnny
exactly
Rockets
like
is a good answer. I don't know why I said TGI Fridays. That's just the first thing that came to mind.
I'm fine with. I don't know. I just like saying Fuddruckers.
Fuddruckers.
Do Fuddruckers.
Laura is a 24-year-old college graduate who loves building model scooters. That's the first one. All right. She spends her first summer after college with her mom because her dream career of being a late night Twitch streamer fell through because of her old tweets criticizing theater kids.
I wouldn't want to piss off theater kids either.
Yeah, wait.
They're kind of dangerous.
People walking into while you're closing.
See, the questions I asked have nothing to do with their place in the prompt. One day, Laura's mom discovers Laura's collection of stolen pink furry handcuffs.
Hey!
And as a punishment, forces Laura to get a Facebook so she can like her mom's The Office fan page.
Oh,
I
was right.
an apt punishment.
Yep, I was right.
Kind of tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Laura then receives a friend request from an account called Matt Damon. Wait, hold on. Matt Damon Raw, Goddess of Wasps. I'm going to be saying that one so many times. Stupid pitch.
Matt Damon Raw, Goddess of Wasps.
Matt Damon Raw, Goddess of Wasps. Laura accidentally accepts it because of her schnitzel fingers, then immediately unfriends Matt Damon Raw, Goddess of Wasps. Then she blocks the page. A few days later, a package arrives delivered by James Charles. Not someone who looks like James Charles, but actually James Charles. Laura's family gets pictures, then James Charles vanishes. Laura opens the package to find a...
That's a jump scare all on its own, really.
Yeah, James Charles, good.
Seriously.
Sisters. Laura opens the package to find a beer with a note written in phlegm that says, "Why did you unfriend me, Laura?" Poop emoji. Laura chucks the beer in the garbage and heads to her job at Claire's as a plumber.
Nice.
Wait. So Claire's was not one of the answers to a
Claire's was
No.
She just works at
She works at Claire's as a plumber. It works. Hold on.
As one does.
At work, a very old piccolo player comes and wants to get his elbow pierced.
Ow.
They say they can't. It's against policy. Laura goes up to him and says she'll pierce his elbow after she gets off work. Her shift ends. She meets the old piccolo player behind a dumpster and holds him down so she can pierce his elbow with a sexy hatchet. But
that wasn't a Mad Lib either.
Why'd you say it like
sexy
that?
Hatchet was just written.
With a sexy hatchet.
But once she cuts a hole, his feet starts to glow and Laura passes out. She wakes up later tied to a bar stool. She tries to break free, but she's tied down.
I feel like she could escape.
I'm wondering if she's like
over
the bar stool.
Oh no,
like,
I can't
tethered
get
all
up.
around.
Then the old piccolo player comes into the room. Slowly, while singing La Vida Loca, he drops his disguise and reveals that he is really a little ghost girl, which, in hindsight, was painfully obvious because he was just wearing a 10-gallon hat and doing his best Robert Duvall impression.
Okay.
The ghost then reveals that she is Matt Damon Raw, goddess of wasps. And she's pissed that Laura accepted her friend request and then blocked her. I mean, that's super not cool, Laura. Like, rejecting my friend request hurts enough, but the hope that Laura instilled and immediately took away hurts so much more. I mean, for fuck's sake, Laura, do you have any common decency? Matt Damon Raw, goddess of wasps, then sighs and says, release the Komodo dragon, before plopping in the corner and reading Gary V. autobiography.
Release the capybara. Would have been so good. So good.
But the Komodo dragon is pissed because even though it paid its union dues, Matt Damon Raw, goddess of wasps, still hasn't paid it a livable wage. Oh. So, in an act of pseudo-quiet quitting, it gnawed Laura's ropes off. Laura sneaks up to Matt Damon Raw, goddess of wasps, and beats her up with a gun she found under the bar stool.
That's hardcore.
Wait.
Under the bar stool, there was a loaded gun, and she beat somebody up with it.
I feel like the Komodo dragon's coming up on top.
Yeah.
Really,
this Komodo
honestly,
dragon is just quiet
really
quitting
is.
his way to freedom.
Laura then runs out of the room, finding herself in an abandoned Fuddruckers from the 80s.
Nice.
She chips through a rotting wall into a crawl space. Then we have our last 5 minutes where Matt Damon Raw, goddess of wasps, takes over Laura's body, then goes to a high school for some reason, even though Laura is 24 and graduated college already.
Amazing.
That's my pitch.
Yay!
Woo!
That
Questions.
was wonderful.
That was a mad lib.
That was cray.
Girl, why are you acting so
Any
cray?
question?
You were there for all of the questions.
Any questions? Yeah, you asked us a bunch.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my pitch.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I think next time I do a Mad Lib pitch, I'm gonna work on it for a longer amount of time
No, I liked it.
and find out a better system than find and replace that will change all of my like 10s and 11s to Scooter 0 and Scooter 1. No, it changed the 11 to Scooter.
You're getting there. I'm proud of you. That was amazing. Thank you, August.
That was a fun time.
As always, thank you for your pitch. But when I host, I am trying to get better at my stand-up routine.
Right.
And I'm trying to find, some good jokes that I can use. And I know a bunch of good jokes, and they're usually about umbrellas, but they go over people's heads.
Oh,
But anyway, let's go into the next.
Umbrella. Yeah, because it goes over.
Yeah, I knew you would get it. Yeah, and we'll go into our next pitch, which is Hannah.
'Tis I.
Tis
I.
she.
'Tis I. Alright. The Lord. Once upon a time, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, there used to be this thing called MySpace. Now,
Is dinosaurs like a metaphor or is it literal dinosaur?
it's up for interpretation. Now I know what you're thinking. Is this movie about Facebook? Yeah, sorta, kinda. We'll get there. Long ago in the year of our Lord, 2004, for reference, I was just a wee lass, a mere 6-year-old. I had a neighbor back then around the cul-de-sac named Boris. Boris and his wife, Jeanne, had a daughter named Laura. Laura was 15 at the time and was all over this internet scoundrel thing all the rebel girls were on. But MySpace had other plans. Laura received a friend request from Balenciaga Maurice, a strange nerd chick.
Balenciaga
Maurice.
That's the name of my son.
Okay.
I'm gonna name my child Balenciaga Maurice.
It's like Rumpelstiltskin, but it's Balenciaga.
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 Okay, strange nerd chick from the local high school. Based on my thorough research, I have found that all teens in the early 2000s had these things called cliques. And Laura was part of the so-called self-titled cool kids. So Laura rejected the friend request and went about her day.
I wish that I could be like the cool kids.
Oh,
Within 24 hours, Laura went missing. Her parents searched frantically, devastated, and begged for their daughter to return home.
They can just make another. It's okay.
But she never did. Skip forward 10 years. I'm now 16 and in high school. I was singing in choir. We've come full circle. One day, as one does, and got a friend request on this new hip thing called Facebook. And it was from Laura. Now, I thought this was just some elaborate prank, so I declined the rest and the request and went about my day. Big mistake.
I like this first-person point of view.
This is the first-person pitch.
I took a nap in the cafeteria and was plagued by all sorts of weird, scary dreams. It was sort of like taking melatonin. There was this stone hallway, little creepy version of me, the stuff we saw in the last 5 minutes. But the strangest part of all was the last part of the dream. Laura possessing my body and becoming a total emo loner. In the cafeteria, where I was sitting. But I woke up, and I'm here. Totally normal chick, just recording a podcast. Totally not possessed. Yep. Obviously, the movie changed around some of the real-life events, and, you could piece it all together, but they sort of replaced me with Laura and made it more trippy than it was. Kind of a strange way to make a biopic about my life, but take what you can get, right? So I guess all that's left to say is, you're welcome.
I'm scared now.
Thank you for friend request.
Thank you.
Whoa.
I'm scared now.
I'm scared now.
That was great.
Whoa.
That was a very... Wow. Way
Yeah.
to take this super crappy movie and make it really personal.
And put it into the perspective.
Thank you.
It's our first person pitch.
First
And I'm
person.
going to live the rest of my life assuming that was a fiction and not what actually happened.
Keyword.
Yep. Yes.
This episode has a lot of firsts. First Mad Lib pitch. First person pitch.
First confession to being possessed by a ghost.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That was great, Hannah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No problem.
Before we move on to our final pitch, I was just wondering, did you guys hear that they actually arrested the devil?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got him on possession. Anyway, Ben, you want to go into your pitch?
Sure. The biggest sigh from August. Let me pull it up real quick.
Oh, yeah. I'm well acquainted.
August has his head in his hands right now and it just looks like a disappointed father.
Looks like a disappointed father. Okay. We all know the Amish.
Yes. I know of them.
Yes, we know. Okay, yes. At least we know of
I have
the
no
Amish.
idea. Please enlighten
Okay,
me.
well,
I've
the
seen
Amish are
Kingpin.
unfamiliar with, or they're familiar with technology. What? Anyway, so Laura, the protagonist of this movie, is breaking Amish. And she's figuring out this whole normal teenage life thing where things get a little crazy and a lot out of hand. It's her first day of high school at Norman Lamerican High School, but she's not worried at all because she's a very social person, almost to a fault. She's engaging in conversation with the other students and trying to get to know them on a personal level, but nobody wants to talk to the new Amish girl without any clout. So, but it doesn't really matter to Laura because her spirits are so high entering into this new life, and she's unfazed by the passive aggression coming from her peers. There's this group of popular girls named Tiffany, Dior, Chanel, and Gucci who are extreme bullies, and they harass Laura from the minute she steps onto campus. When they first meet her, they walk in circles around her like a pack of lionesses, barking and throwing trash at her until
I think they'd be good friends with Balenciaga.
that just came from like within August. Just started
I'm
barking,
just imagining a bunch of teenage girls surrounding a poor Amish girl,
throwing trash.
throwing trash at her. It's like, is this what bullying is?
This was written by an old white man, by the way.
Written by an old Amish man.
Old Amish white man who this is his perception of a normal American high
teenage
school
life.
Sure.
And so Tiffany pours her iced latte onto Laura's head. They laugh and walk away before Laura heads to the bathroom, where she stands in front of the mirror with a smile on her face, thanking God for such a normal American high school experience. She just wishes everyone could treat her like this to make her a real friend.
Oh, gosh.
During break, she notices everyone is on Facebook, but she doesn't have the money to buy a device that will put her online to gain a ton of friends. So on her walk home from school one day, Laura notices a little Wednesday Addams looking ass girl who is lost on the side of the road with a broken leg. So Laura carries her to the hospital. And once they get there, the girl heals herself and turns out to be a demon from hell who will grant Laura one wish at a price.
Oh.
And Laura's like, I wish I had a magic laptop that will get me more and more friends with every Facebook post I write. And the demon's like, that's a weird and specific request. Whatever, man. Here you go. So she hands her this laptop. And it's a really crusty old Dell computer that overheats if it's left on for more than 15 minutes. But Laura thinks it's like this precious piece of technology because she's never used a laptop before.
Right.
The girl disappears, never to be seen again. But nevertheless, Laura logs onto Facebook with the help of the school librarian, Miss Ratstench, whom she befriends and gets posting that night. Her account name is Laura because she wanted to detach from her Amish home life without the family name. But Facebook at the time required first and last name, so she decided to break it up. Her first post is a Bad Luck Brian meme.
Oh.
Where the top text, let me pull it up for you guys. I'll read what it says.
What is Bad Luck Brian?
It is a classic meme from
You'll
2010.
know when you see it.
Okay.
The top text is parents get divorced, and the bottom text is no one wants custody.
That's the first thing she
That's
posts.
the first thing she posts.
And because she made a deal with the devil, I assume she gets a lot of friends.
And yeah. Yep. Immediately, the meme takes off on the internet, and she gets a ton of friend requests, and the people at school start following her. She becomes an overnight success with this one crappy Bad Luck Brian meme, so she decides to post more and more. First, an overly attached girlfriend meme that says, Can we leave the light on tonight? I want to be able to watch you sleep. And then a creepy Wonka meme that says, I see you dislike haters. Wow, you must take criticism well. And they just get so much more attention. She posts more and more until she's a national success. At school, Tiffany, Dior, Chanel, and Gucci invite her into their friend group, and they go to the mall, get some mani-pedis, and restyle Laura's wardrobe into the Hunger Games. Katniss's double jacket attire.
Hell yeah.
Days later, the school is shocked at the news that Miss Ratstench has been brutally murdered in the young adult section of the library. And the school is shut down for a week.
What a place to kill somebody.
She was found burnt to a crisp, hanging between the Divergent series and the Harry Potter books.
I feel bad.
Laura's all like, oh no, I better start posting memes on Facebook to ease my mind. But the more she posts, the more addicted she gets to the instant gratification of new friends on her feed. But she's alerted that on several of her friends' pages, many more students are being found dead in the same way, hanging and burnt to a crisp. Ooh. Laura stops posting for a few days and the murders stop. She posts once more and Tiffany is found dead in the same way. Horrified by this random-ass Death Note scenario, Laura decides to stop posting altogether. She sits at home with nothing to do and no one to talk to since her identity is solely online. She lives with her older brother, but he's in a vegetative state due to a freak butter churning incident years ago. So she really feels alone. Scrolling through her Facebook feed, she finds an account belonging to the Wednesday Addams looking-ass girl who gave her the laptop. It's revealed that the girl's name is Wendy Addams. Laura sends her a friend request and is immediately accepted due to Wendy's follow for follow line in her bio. Laura sends her a message asking if the laptop she got is causing all of the deaths at Norman Lamerican High School. And Wendy replies with, "Hejowers did get a fucking look up." Laura's like, I don't understand what that means. Are you speaking some demon language? Please translate. And Wendy replies, shit, sorry, I spilled a can of tomato paste on my laptop and I was wiping it off. To answer your question, yes, the laptop is killing people. And Laura's like, no, how could you? Why would you give me this laptop? With a caret colon open parentheses emoticon. And Wendy's like, I just wanted to be your friend, colon 3 emoticon.
Gross.
And Laura's like, I don't want to be people's friends if it means they have to die. What do I have to do to reverse it? And Wendy's like, yeah, there's no way to reverse it. Sorry,
like
champ.
Wendy's not.
Wendy. But if you come with me, we can destroy the laptop and bring an end to this. Laura's confused, but Wendy's arm extends through the screen at her and pulls her in. In this dark crawl space, Wendy explains her scheme to kill off all of Laura's fake friends to make Laura her own. And Laura's like, if I had known Facebook would kill all these people, I wouldn't have made a deal in the first place. We could have been friends, but you ruined everything. You're awful, Wendy. You're just plain awful. And then Wendy pulls a shiv out and shanks Laura in the side. And that's where we get to the ending of the movie. I just want to be friends. She goes in the Coraline door, revealing another victim hanging, the laptop woods, Laura gets eaten. Then at the table, Dior, Chanel, and Gucci stare at her in the cafeteria, and her account is reset to 0 friends. And after a Michael Bay outro, we fade into the credits. The end.
Wow.
Nice.
And that's the tale of
FTW.
Amish FTW.
That was great.
That's the way I want to go.
I have no notes.
Yeah.
Directed by Simon Verhoeven.
Simon Verhoeven.
I mean, he grew up Amish.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, did you not know that? Is that not where the pitch came from?
German name. He definitely grew up Amish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all German.
Yeah.
So he grew up Amish. And then he's like, I need to make a movie for my heritage. And so he made Friend Request.
Obviously. Anyway, before we get into points, you guys want to hear one last joke?
Yes, please.
There once was a conductor of a youth symphony orchestra. He had trouble controlling his temper sometimes and would lash out violently. One day, while in rehearsal, the first violin player was just playing a little bit out of tune for no reason. The conductor got so angry that he kicked the violin player so hard that he died.
Oh,
jeez. The conductor was convicted and sentenced to death. For his last meal, the conductor ordered a dozen bananas. The guard was a bit perplexed, but hey, it's his last meal. The conductor ate the bananas and went on his way to the chair. They turned on the juice and let him fry, but the conductor lived. In this particular place, if you live through execution, you're set free. So the conductor went back to what he does best, conducting. Although he had still had some violence issues. On another fateful day, the last chair flutist just couldn't... Flautist. Just couldn't play. And he got fed up and puzzled and... He got fed up and threw a music stand at her and killed her. Moving forward to death row, he had the same prison guard... Moving forward to death row, he had the same prison guard look after his last meal. Again, he ordered 12 bananas. The guard was really puzzled, but filled the order. Not only that, but the conductor lived through another electric chair. For a third time, the conductor was back on the podium when a snare drummer was just being way too loud. The conductor threw his baton at the poor drummer and she fell, dead, with a baton in her eye. The conductor found himself once again in that small cell ordering a dozen bananas. This time, the guard couldn't take it anymore. I've given you 3 last meals, and each time you order 12 bananas. I've also never seen anyone live through the electric chair. Do the bananas help that? Asked the guard. The conductor looked up from his 7th banana and replied, No, I just really like bananas. The guard was shocked. Then why do you keep living through the electric chair? Because I'm a bad conductor.
But,
You know, I haven't seen Tar yet.
That's exactly
But I imagine
Tar.
that's pretty close to the plot.
Kate Blanchett, you know?
I was like, by the time he got to the electric chair and started eating the bananas the first time, I was like, I've never heard this one before. What could it be? And then after you said you went back to conducting, I was like, oh, wait. August thoughts?
I have none. My head is empty. That emptied my brain.
Cool. Thank
only
you guys
bananas.
For entertaining
only
my
3 dozen bananas.
My jokes.
Good job.
Hopefully
They will sell
gig
at the,
goes well.
Yeah, the stand-up gig.
When's your first gig?
December 2037. Whoa. So I got a while.
Right.
Got some time.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, like December 20th?
1937.
1937?
Yep.
He's waiting for it to loop back around. So he's got a lot of time.
Okay.
That's why I'm testing him out on you guys.
Right.
Because the electric chair was very prominent in 37.
It was.
Anyway, as far as points are concerned, this is going to be a tough one, but I think I'm going to have to award most accurate to Ben. Simply
because the main character is
because the main
Amish.
character is
normal
Amish.
pitch. Wait, what?
No. Because of the Facebook and killing people. And,
Yeah.
And as far as my I award Ben 13 friend requests.
None of which have been accepted yet.
Yeah, they're just sitting
in my inbox.
As far as my favorite, are we allowed to do a tie? Is that allowed?
No.
We can
Tell you what,
do a tie.
You're the host. You make the rules.
Tell you what, since I'm hosting, I'm going to give my favorite to Hannah because I love the first person perspective and the creativeness of it, and I award you 7 Wednesday Addams.
Oh, heck yeah!
All different variations or all
big
one
fan.
variation?
All Jenna Ortega.
Okay, got
I
it.
am a big fan.
This is important for the scoreboard.
I'm playing my audience. But I'm going to give out a Creative Spirit Award to August.
Even though you guys were the creative part of my pitch.
Yes. Well, you're the one that wrote the Mad Lib idea.
You had
and
somebody
script.
getting pierced behind a Claire's.
Getting their elbow pierced
in a place
and
you
their
didn't
feet
know where it
started to
would be.
glow.
with a sexy hatchet.
Sexy hatchet.
Yeah, so I award you 2 cell phones. I got nothing creative for that.
I already got a cell phone. What am I gonna do with 2 more?
No, I don't know.
I'll just sell them, I guess.
Yeah, make some
Are they
shmoney.
used? What generation are they?
Go to GameStop.
They are
trade 'em
iPhone
in.
SEs.
Oh.
Anyway,
I guess I can get a couple bucks for that.
do you guys want to hear what friend request is actually
Yeah.
about?
Not
dude.
really, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna run through it really quick because this is a
Bad
run
movie.
of the mill bad horror movie from 2016 about social media. The making of this
That
movie
is way later than I thought it was made.
Same thing with
Same.
Ben. Yeah, this came out in
Wow.
2016. The production, originally titled Unknown Error, the film was later renamed to Friend Request internationally to avoid confusion with the 2014 film Unfriended, which is the one where they're all like, it's all filmed through their webcam.
Sure.
So this came after Unfriended.
This came out after Unfriended.
I guess
In
they
Germany,
didn't
the film was titled Unfriend since Unfriended was released as Unknown User in Germany.
Oh.
So not confusing at all. The film was mostly shot in Cape Town at the University of Cape Town, South Africa, even though the film was made by German director Simon Verhoeven and the German production companies. The largely English-speaking cast required the film to be shot in English. Very confusing.
Okay.
Tax incentives.
It's kind of
Tax
like
incentives.
Planet of the Vampires was, where it's like everyone's speaking
Everybody
different
from
Everyone's
languages.
speaking different language. Filming ended in March 2014, so they sat on this for a little bit and released it in 2016.
Their
Wow.
time getting the VFX just right.
Yeah, well, this was released in January of 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, still, that's
But
a long time.
Yeah. But okay, so first and foremost, I do want to show you guys the poster for it because it's just for all our audio listeners, it's a red backdrop with a creepy looking girl, and it just says "Evil is trending" on it.
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna turn it around.
Oh.
This is the U.S. poster.
That looks like
From
a
far
bad
away.
fan post.
Okay.
Yeah, this movie.
Spicy.
So real quick,
Picasso. I like it.
I was going to run through the Wikipedia plot because it's a pretty run-of-the-mill movie. Laura Woodson is a popular campus student. She's in college, not high school.
Oh,
With
that's
over
good.
800 friends on Facebook. She lives with her friends Liv, Isabel, and Gustavo, who's Isabel's boyfriend. She's also close friends with this guy named Kobe, who lives in the dorms and is dating Tyler McCormick. That's her boyfriend. Setting the scene. Laura receives a friend request from her classmate Marina Mills. Noticing she has no friends, she accepts and the two begin a relationship as friends, but she is uncomfortable with Marina's obsessive behavior and sees that her Facebook profile is full of negative posts. Basically, she says, like, this was my dream last night, and does like an animation of like her running through a field and ends up on like a dark haunted castle. And this is the only part of the movie where I was like, yo, if you're doing all these animations by yourself, this is sick. And posting these like on the daily.
Sounds kind of cool.
Bruh. They're actually really cool. So Marina, and she's really creepy. She has this hoodie and she keeps like twitching and stuff, and she has a hair pulling disorder called trichotillomania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they address it like once in the movie. But she is the girl in the poster. And she's very obsessive. She's like kind of gaslighting Laura and saying like, do you hate me now that you didn't respond to me for like 5 minutes?
Oh,
And
no.
like
Ugh.
it's bad. So Marina wants to attend Laura's birthday dinner, but Laura doesn't want her to come, so she lies and said, oh, it's only Tyler and I hanging out tonight. But she gets tagged in pictures on Facebook of like her and her whole group of friends, so Marina's really upset with her. And so
She sounds kind of needy.
she's very needy.
Sounds pretty possessive to me.
And we'll see. So Marina, I do know what you mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got what you meant.
Thank you.
It took me a second.
Marina confronts her the next day at school, like, why didn't you invite me to your birthday? And she starts like twitching and stuff. And there's a little kerfuffle in the cafeteria, and she pulls down her hood to reveal where she had like pulled out her hair, and there's like a big bald spot on the back of her head.
Poor girl.
Laura is freaked out and unfriends her on Facebook. The next morning, it is announced that Marina committed suicide.
Oh no.
Laura feels...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't want that to happen. No.
This flew in 2016?
Jeez.
This flew in 2016.
This is like 2009
And
era.
actually, it's really messed up the way it
Yikes.
presents it because...
Oh no. I hate that.
Retroactive trigger warning, sorry. So the opening shot is a professor saying, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your classmate has committed suicide. And then it says 2 weeks earlier, does the entire events, and then replays that scene where the professor says your classmate committed suicide. It's so messed up.
Huh.
Yeah. So
weird.
Anyway, Laura feels a little bit responsible since she was kind of curt to Marina by like unfriending her and stuff, but tries to forget about it until Marina uploads a video showing her burning a sketch of Laura before hanging herself.
Oh.
The video is somehow posted on Laura's own page, and she is unable to remove it or delete her account. Marina adds Gustavo, they call him Gus, as a friend. He is then terrorized by a demonic spirit and has his face smashed by an invisible entity. Basically, what's happening is Laura unfriended Marina, and then Marina friended Gus, and then suddenly he was possessed by the same spirit that Marina is possessed by. And there's a couple of shots too where like Laura's having weird dreams about Marina. There's one of her like with face bugs in a window. I don't know how else to describe it besides face bugs.
Marina possessed to begin with before everything.
Yes. And we'll get to that because the whole thing is them trying to unravel like what is with this girl and like how do we stop this spirit from taking over.
So she herself wasn't messed up. She was just possessed.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this movie's weird.
This movie's got a bad message.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then a video of Gus's apparent suicide is posted on Laura's page, damaging her reputation even further. Laura and her friend Kobe break into Marina's dorm room and find an old class photograph from an orphanage. Laura visits that orphanage and discovers Marina's real last name is Nedifar. Marina Nedifar? She was tormented by two boys when she was younger. The boys were murdered with their faces mutilated and swarmed by black wasps, the same way Gus died. Her mother had been part of a commune rumored to be a demonic cult until someone set it on fire. Her mother, then pregnant, was horribly burned and rendered brain dead. So doctors performed a C-section to deliver Marina. So yeah, her mom died, and then they performed a C-section to give birth to Marina. It's weird. Kobe does research on black mirrors, which they keep seeing, and learns that they are mostly used by witches. Isabel becomes Marina's next victim. A video of her killing herself is posted on Laura's page.
Wait, so the victims are all posting videos of them
quote unquote
themselves.
Posting because they basically say, oh, their laptops are like the black mirrors that the witches used. Because if you kill yourself in front of a black mirror, then your soul is transported to another dimension.
Did this get made?
I don't know.
Wow.
It's really messed up.
It feels like super twisted Unfriended. I haven't seen Unfriended, but I think I know. Like,
it's very twisted Unfriended.
Like, as you keep explaining, I start understanding more, and I'm like, I don't want to understand more.
No.
I really don't.
It's dark, but also, this is a bad movie.
Like really done poorly.
Done very poorly.
I do kind of want to watch it, but...
Yeah.
I don't.
I want to laugh through
it. No, I don't.
Laura and Kobe go in search of the place where Marina committed suicide to destroy the black mirror she died in front of, her laptop. As that is what she used to become. So basically they have to destroy the black mirror in order to destroy Marina. Kobe, realizing he's the next victim, becomes deranged and stabs Laura, hoping to kill her and save himself. He basically says, like, she can't scare you if you're dead, and stabs her.
Dr. Barber, she can't get us if we're already dead.
Flapjack.
Collapses.
I will say, the guy who plays Kobe looks so much like Dom Monaghan, who plays
that's what you're saying.
Mary in Lord of the Rings, which is really funny to me. And also, Tyler, her boyfriend, is the actual dude that played Peter in Narnia.
In what?
Narnia.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
What?
The blonde kid.
That kid. Whoa.
Yeah.
That kid.
That kid.
King Peter.
So Laura escapes after being stabbed by Kobe, which she runs for like a mile after being stabbed. It's so dumb. She learns that Marina killed herself in a nearby factory. Tyler finds Laura, but Kobe kills him. Yeah. After Laura reaches the dead end, Kobe gets killed by a swarm of wasps. Laura finally found Marina's burned corpse, and after staring at her laptop, the corpse lunges at her. So that's where the last 5 minutes plays. The creepy Wednesday Addams looking girl is a young version of Marina, and lures her into where Marina actually killed herself, and that's her corpse hanging, and then the Black Mirror transports her to the forest, and then her corpse lunges at her. And then Laura is now possessed and has to find her next victim. Thus, the last 5 minutes plays out. Really dark, but also really bad. It's very poorly done. So don't really recommend this movie.
I feel like this one and the previous one, we're all like, don't watch it. just don't watch it.
What was the previous one?
It's like, don't.
Just don't.
Just
we
don't,
watched
please.
It's Such a Beautiful Day.
That's what I was like.
Highly recommend It's Such a Beautiful Day.
Yeah, that one was great.
Yeah. But don't watch this.
Oh wait, no, that you were after me. So
Right.
yeah, just like don't do Hiding Out or this one.
How did Emma find this?
Yeah.
It was on Netflix for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, and her friends watched it.
Interesting.
At like a sleepover. So this is a very like sleepover. You're really tired.
Yeah.
What do we watch? Oh, let's get scared by friend request.
It's like No Escape Room. That one.
Oh,
night we
gosh.
watched No Escape Room. And it was like
Where they get into their
this
car
had
and there's a padlock on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, but I like your guys' movies better. So
Aw.
I
I
hope
like
they
your
get made.
movie better.
I like. Oh, you're really tired right now, aren't you?
Shush. So I'm gonna host next week, and the movie we're watching is called Chud, and it's available on Amazon Prime.
Chud.
Chud.
Chud, CHUD, baby.
Chud.
Chud.
Baby.
So join us
But
next
there's-
week.
There's like periods in between each letter, so I think it's an acronym. I need to watch the movie.
Thank
Chud.
you so
Chud.
much, Aaron.
Yes,
Aaron.
thank you,
Aaron.
Aaron.
You're
Aaron.
such a sweetheart.
For our lovely intro. So yeah, join us next week for Chud, which is our season finale.
It
Season
is. It's our last
Chud.
episode of the season.
Woo!
What a note to end on.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for listening. I've been Luke, and I think I'll continue to be Luke.
I'm Hannah.
I have been, and I may always will be.
Sure.
That was August. And I'm Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening
Bye.
to Nuclear Pop.
I love you.